Aries. Aries symbol. The Sun begins its month-long transit of the sector of your solar chart that rules your individuality and creative expression, dear Aries. This house is a show and tell area of your chart, and the weeks ahead are for expressing your talents, abilities, and affections. Your move to create, put skills to use, show others what you can do, enjoy romance, and partake of many of life's pleasures. You might pay more attention to personal hobbies or recreation and entertainment during this cycle. Today, a minor challenge influencing the first half of the day can have you second-guessing your decisions or worrying too much about your performance. Neither of these things is too severe, but if you can, remember your usual limits and don't venture too far beyond them. Seek a creative way to express hidden feelings. Taurus. Taurus symbol. The Sun begins its month-long transit of your home and family sector today, dear Taurus, turning your attention to your inner world. You seek more quiet, downtime, comfort, and familiarity in the weeks ahead. You also take more pride in your home or family, making it a great time to focus on improvements. This cycle boosts your sense of safety, security, and comfort. Whether or not the needs of family and home increase, you hear them loud and clear. You're likely craving a more focused and relaxed pace. Aim to avoid anything that promises a power or control game in the first half of today. Tensions are present, but their precise source can be hard to pinpoint. Something may be holding you back, such as a gut feeling or a fear. You can also feel divided between wanting to do something new and different and preferring to stick with the tried and true. Try to distinguish between fear and instinct. You may very well find a way to express yourself creatively as the day advances. Gemini. Gemini symbol. A new month-long cycle starts today, dear Gemini, emphasizing communications and learning. It's an excellent time to pick up new skills, learn about the people around you, and take care of everyday affairs. You're likely to run more errands than usual and communicate with people more frequently in the weeks ahead. It's a busy, engaged period of the year for you. You're more aware of the need to repair, heal, and improve your immediate environment, communications, and interactions. It's a great time to put your feelers out. Today, you can learn a lot from your gut feelings and reactions, but be aware that an influence in the first half of the day can skew your perceptions a little. You may not know your next step, and you may be stumbling with a decision. Whether to take action or wait things out can be the question. Dealing with others who are unsure of themselves can be frustrating today, but it's best to avoid pushing for an answer or a decision, as it can be challenging to come by right now. Creative thinking improves as the day advances. Cancer. Cancer symbol. The Sun finishes its yearly, month-long transit of your sign and begins its transit of your resources sector, dear Cancer. Until August 22nd, you tend to settle in and seek more security and predictability. It's a favorable cycle for managing your valuables, taking stock, and getting a better sense of what you can reasonably accomplish. Your view of your capabilities is realistic during this stabilizing period. Grounding activities benefit you, you're making the most of your natural talents and abilities. You're shifting gears, with your focus turning to those things that make you feel safe and comfortable. It's a good cycle in which to discover what it is you truly value. With a Mars-Pluto aspect influencing the first part of the day, you're in no mood to be pressured or pushed. You'd rather walk away from a problem until the vibes are more relaxed. Watch for a mind that is working overtime today, which can lead to a genuine misunderstanding. Even offhand remarks can do some damage, and nervous tension can help you do something fast, but you burn out on it more quickly. Leo. You come to the end of a reflective cycle today with the Sun moving into your sign, dear Leo. Ideally, you've had more time to process recent events, and you bring a more rested you into a new cycle that puts you in the forefront. You'll host the Sun until August 22nd, and you want to start fresh. The weeks ahead are suitable for personal updates and even a reinvention of sorts. You can make the most of this period by putting more faith in yourself, as this is the start of a new solar year. It's a time to shine or come into the light in some way. You feel more in charge, relevant, and on top of things during this period. Others notice you, even more than usual. In the first half of today, underlying tensions can get in the way of asserting yourself, or they distract you from your goals. You are not in the mood for playing up to others, and it may be better to avoid conflicts altogether for the time being. Power games will lead nowhere right now, but a serious conversation makes sense if the problems persist later. Ideally, today's tension pushes you in a direction that you may not have considered otherwise, but that holds promise. Virgo. Today, the Sun moves into your solar 12th house for a month-long transit, dear Virgo. Certainly, this new solar cycle might increase the need for rest and privacy or a break from competitive energies. You require more substantial chunks of time to yourself or more moments to process, digest, and reflect on the activities and developments of the last year. It's the final month of the solar cycle and a time for wrapping things up. Extra rest will help balance things out, so avoid overload by using this time well. You are gathering your strength for busier times to come. It's an excellent time to let go of those things that have run their natural course. In the first half of today, your interactions can take on some intensity that seems unexpected or even unwarranted. Information that is typically tucked away might emerge, or you might unwittingly stir up some controversy. Avoid taking things too personally, which becomes easier as the day advances and the Moon and Uranus harmonize with each and your sign. Libra. The Sun begins its month-long transit of your sector of community, friendship, dreams, and wishes today, dear Libra. This move brings new energy into your life that pulls your attention to happiness goals and networking. You're more likely to embrace your need for others or for spending time with people and projects that help you distress. You pay more attention to what makes you happy, how you fit in with others, and what you might contribute. Sharing ideals or visions with others gives you a boost, and you get more satisfaction than usual when your actions positively impact others. In the first half of today, vague concerns and worries, even if you try to bury them, have a way of hanging out with you. Conversations and interactions can be slightly tricky. You and others are sensitive, ready to pull away or resist if cornered even slightly. You may be on the fence today, with worries and doubts interfering with your ability to make a solid decision. Try to shake it off. As the day advances, you'll find that you can be just as indecisive, but it's easier to enjoy yourself. Scorpio. The Sun begins its month-long transit of your sector of career and reputation today, dear Scorpio, bringing on an excellent period for taking charge of your life and focusing on your long-term goals. You are more noticeable and accountable than usual during this cycle that lasts until August 22nd. You might assume more responsibilities, or you're more goal-oriented or ambitious. You may very well come to a high point of the year in your career or reputation. People in positions of power are more likely to notice you and listen to you. Improving your life and rising to challenges can be satisfying now. The first half of today can hold some tension, and on social and emotional levels, you could be struggling with indecisiveness. A sense that you are not valued for the work you do can take hold. However, it may have more to do with your sensitivity than reality. Compulsive thinking now can cause confusion and an overly serious frame of mind. Sagittarius. The Sun begins its transit of your spirit sector today, dear Sagittarius, bringing you out of yourself and into the light in the month ahead. You might search for greater meaning and richer experiences in this cycle that lasts until August 22nd. Anything that expands your understanding of the world around you appeals more than usual now. You're in good shape for lifting yourself above the everyday routine, even in little ways, so that you can round out your experiences. You are curious, leading you to do more studying, exploring, and learning. Your aspirations and ideals are stronger driving forces in your life in the coming weeks. In the first half of today, it's best to avoid going to extremes, but it's also a good idea to acknowledge what you're feeling. Keep in mind that it's best not to feel pressured into expressing yourself if you don't feel ready to do so. Capricorn. The Sun begins its transit of your intimacy sector today, dear Capricorn, spending the coming month there. This transit stimulates your desire to connect with your more profound emotions. It also awakens your interest in meaningful and absorbing relationships or projects. The coming weeks are vital for introspection and developing your intimate or inner world. You tend to pick a focal point and pour a lot of energy into it. It can be a time for facing your fears. Self-honesty comes in especially handy during this Sun cycle. Changes, both inner and outer, tend to occur now that remind you that you're growing. There may be a strong focus on others' money, such as the resources of a partner. Watch that you don't exaggerate a matter in the first half of today to the point that you feel undue pressure to make a change. You could be feeling on edge, and you might be harboring some feelings of resentment. Oversensitivity now can lead you on the wrong path, and you would be wise to keep in mind that your perceptions of people and circumstances are temporarily off. Swinging from feeling confident and second-guessing yourself or others can figure a little too strongly. However, as the day advances, it's far easier to let go and enjoy yourself. Aquarius. The Sun moves into your opposite sign today for a month-long stay, dear Aquarius, pointing to a more sociable phase of the year. It's an excellent time to recognize the need for a different perspective on your life and boost key relationships. A project may bloom, or you're turning a corner, looking for new interests or things to do. Your focus more often turns to partnerships, negotiations, and self-expression through your relationships. It's an excellent time to examine your expectations of others or establish relationship goals. Indeed, you can be more sensitive to imbalances in your life, and harmonizing can be in stronger focus. A Mars-Pluto aspect influencing the first half of today suggests you or someone close to you may be making too much of a situation. Decisions may be poor as a result, but it's temporary. While you can make some interesting observations about others, you may want to keep some of these to yourself due to a tendency to take things the wrong way. Pisces. The Sun begins its month-long transit of your solar 6th house today, dear Pisces, turning your attention to practical matters, including your work, routines, and health. You take special pride in your chores, health, and wellness, and it's a good time to take charge of daily routines. Getting your life into better order can be a satisfying focus, and so can self-care programs. As you get more comfortable with your role in life and your responsibilities, you seem to attract more opportunities. In the first half of today, there may be some frustrations with someone that can be difficult to understand, pinpoint, or resolve. You or someone close to you may be seesawing between asserting themselves and using more subtle methods to get what they want. It may be better to wait things out.